The book of Nehemiah tells a story of restoration. The Jewish people had returned to Jerusalem after years of exile in Babylon. Their city was in ruins and their hearts were heavy. Nehemiah, a cupbearer to the king, was moved by their plight. He asked the king for permission to return to Jerusalem and rebuild the city walls. With God's help, Nehemiah and the Jewish people accomplished the impossible. They rebuilt the walls in a remarkable 52 days, defying their enemies and restoring a sense of security to Jerusalem. But the task of rebuilding their nation went beyond physical walls. It required a spiritual renewal, a recommitment to God and their covenant with Him. This is where Nehemiah chapter 10 comes in. Nehemiah chapter 10 records a solemn assembly, a gathering of the people for a crucial purpose, the renewal of their covenant with God. The chapter begins by listing the names of the leaders who spearheaded this movement. We see Nehemiah, the governor, taking the lead, followed by priests, Levites, and heads of families. Their presence signifies the collective responsibility of the entire community in this sacred oath. They were not just leaders in name, but examples in action, demonstrating their commitment to God and their people. The heart of Nehemiah 10 lies in the series of promises the people made before God. These weren't empty words, but commitments that touched upon every aspect of their lives. They pledged to live according to God's law, to keep the Sabbath holy, and to support the temple and its priests. They promised to uphold social justice by caring for the poor and vulnerable, setting aside their personal gain for the well-being of others. These promises weren't just religious duties. They formed the fabric of their society, ensuring fairness, compassion, and unity within their community. The promises made in Nehemiah 10 were not merely individual commitments. They were the threads that wove together a strong and vibrant community. By pledging to uphold God's law, they were establishing a common ground, a shared set of values that transcended their differences. This covenant renewal was a powerful act of faith. It was a declaration that they were God's people, chosen and loved by Him. It was a promise to live in a way that reflected His character and brought honor to His name. Section 5. A legacy of faithfulness. The impact of the covenant renewal in Nehemiah chapter 10 resonated through generations. It served as a reminder of their identity, their values, and their commitment to God. This act of recommitment breathed new life into the community, strengthening their resolve to face the challenges that lay ahead. The book of Nehemiah stands as a testament to the power of covenant and the importance of remaining faithful to God. Section 6. The importance of remembering our history. The story of Nehemiah holds profound lessons for us today. It reminds us of the importance of remembering our history, both the triumphs and the struggles. Just as the Jewish people returned from exile with a determination to rebuild their nation, we too can draw inspiration from the past to shape a better future. We must learn from the mistakes of those who came before us and strive to live lives worthy of the sacrifices they made. Section 7. Learning from Nehemiah's leadership. Nehemiah's leadership provides a timeless example for us to follow. He was a man of prayer, seeking God's guidance in every situation. He was courageous, standing firm against opposition and inspiring others to join him in the task of rebuilding. And he was deeply compassionate, concerned for the well-being of all the people, especially the vulnerable and marginalized. Section 8. Applying the covenant to our lives today. While the specific promises made in Nehemiah 10 were rooted in their historical and cultural context, the principles behind them remain relevant today. We too are called to live lives of integrity, compassion, and justice. We are called to be people of our word, keeping our promises to God and to each other. And we are called to be agents of reconciliation and renewal in our communities and in the world. Section 9. A timeless message of hope and renewal. The book of Nehemiah, particularly the covenant renewal in chapter 10, offers a timeless message of hope and renewal. It reminds us that no matter how far we may have strayed from our commitments, it is never too late to return to God. It reminds us that God is faithful and He longs to restore and renew our hearts and our lives. And it reminds us that when we join together in unity and purpose, we can accomplish great things for His glory.